Our major goals for this ride, I would have to say, number one, to make it fun and safe for riders. That's always in the forefront of our minds when we're designing something like this. Also fun for the volunteers. It's important that you have the support from the volunteers, and we had a great volunteer group. We started this particular event at the shop because it gave us a home-based venue, so we were properly set up with a resting area, appropriate amount of food. We were allowed to have vendors, so that really helped to keep the buzz going when people came in. Spectators like family and friends could come and see the riders as they came in. It just was a good logistical thing to do because we had full control over how we wanted things to run. We have phenomenal sponsors for our events, and to list a few of them that really stood out for us were SRAM Components. Kevin Horde came in and he provided the barbecue for everybody and has been doing a great job supporting our events. Cali Protectives provide a lot of raffle items. Cirrus Cycles that make the Connect seat post was present and gave demos for the seat post to be able to use during the event. G-Form Protection, they showed up and allowed people to try out pads, and for something like this, it's probably a good idea to have protection for those events you're not expecting what's out there. There was just a fantastic support, even from Lauf Cycling. Can't forget those guys because they did a great job providing, gosh, it must have been 9 demo bikes, and all of them went out. So to have support from those sponsors is meaningful because that means they understand what the challenges are with a small bike shop, and they know that the livelihood of the industry really thrives on or relies on the bike shops being able to provide these kinds of things. It gave a great experience for the riders. We had a great raffle. I just think all around it was great. The challenges with having it at the shop, of course, is always going to be room. We have to make room for this kind of thing, and we have a parking lot that we had to accommodate all of the riders and a lot of bicycles. And also, of course, it can somewhat disrupt the day-to-day activities going in the shop, but I think in a way that was a plus because it gave more buzz to the people who were not involved and they saw what we were doing and they want to become a part of it. We've been doing events like this for 2 seasons now, and we've done them on a small scale from about 10 to 15 people and to about twice that. And I have to say there are pros and cons to both. The smaller groups, less than 20, you tend to see a lot more cohesiveness and camaraderie within that small group of people who may have never met each other, and they actually end up sticking together through each stage. So that's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of control over what we want to do in the event, just logistically. The larger groups, you get a lot bigger buzz, a lot more excitement. You have people who come from out of the area that have never met each other, and you see those subgroups have a lot of fun and they bring other friends. And we have the ability then to gain more donations towards charitable causes that are in the area. We decided to have short courses and long courses, and that way it was more inclusive. There are people who are trying to build up to being an endurance rider where they can go a lot longer than they have been and need the support at different check stations, feed zones. And yet, if you go too big, then those people don't bridge that gap, and they feel like they always have to be in training mode to get there. The longer courses are for those who are very strong riders but want to try something new in the area, and they're not left out either. So it was definitely a fun challenge to do that, and it's definitely something we want to continue doing. This particular event, as well as all of the events that we've done, was a challenge in terms of picking the appropriate course so that we had the least amount of impact on other users, but also give the participants an opportunity to see what the region has to offer, because Conejo Valley is fantastic for cycling in all genres. And so we looked at the location, when we were going to be in those locations, how we were going to utilize our volunteers to make sure that there was nobody getting lost out there. So that's always a big challenge, but that's logistics that we really focus a lot on. I would say that gravel biking is the fastest growing segment of cycling right now. I think it pulls people from both the roadside and the mountainside into something that they can enjoy together. It's a different challenge, it's versatile. You can basically, heck, on vacation, you could take a gravel bike anywhere you go, you can enjoy a ride. But I think that you're going to see more of that type of riding than any other genre as things go forward. I do like the duality of having different bikes involved though, still. For this event, we decided to combine mountain biking and gravel biking because it gave the riders an opportunity to experience two bikes, obviously. So they had the tool of choice, if you will, on the type of terrain they were going to be riding. And it also added an element of technical challenges as well as the change of muscle groups, how they're using those muscles going from one bike to the next. So it definitely kind of added that element of best tool for their job, and gosh, this is a little bit harder than just doing one bike all day. So I think that was a lot of fun. The financial goal here was to gain funds through this event so we can donate funds back to the trails. And this particular one went to the Santa Monica Mountains Fund for the Santa Monica Mountain Trails. And so we were able to raise about $2,800 that we are presenting to them. And yeah, I think it was just a great thing to be able to do for this. So next on the horizon, we see the 2020 season having smaller events like we have done before, and working towards an event of this magnitude and probably grow it a little bit more, just kind of have this momentum. We would like this to grow organically, and meaning that within the group, they really are by word of mouth bringing in more riders. We definitely are looking at different courses, again, being mindful of impact on other users and the terrain, and looking at safety concerns. But yeah, I think we're going to have a really fun season. We have some neat things that we're going to be including that we haven't done before, but you have to wait and see on that one.